Fox News with Gary Liberatore and meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us. I'm Gary Liberatore.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2 meteorologist Eric Gage.
And happy May 1st.
Happy May 1st. Happy May Day. Today, a little warmer than yesterday, a little bit less sunshine, but mainly dry.
All
so
right.
I think it's going to be a pretty nice day for outdoor conditions. Out there right now, first off, a live look at downtown Utica. We were dealing with still some lingering clouds passing over us, but parts of the valleys starting to clear out. You can see that in the background right here. Cloud cover and some clearing. So a mix of both worlds early today. Those local temperatures zooming in the North Country. We are starting to fall below freezing in parts of the Adirondacks, 35 inlet, close to 33 degrees in Long Lake. Still a little warm in the Mohawk Valley, but over the next couple of hours, again, those temperatures will continue to fall a little bit. Southern Valleys, 38 in Sherburne, 38 in Cooperstown, and 37 degrees in Oneonta. And today, a little warmer than yesterday. Partly sunny, high temperatures in the 60s. We're tracking some rain chances arriving tonight, setting the stage for a somewhat unsettled stretch of weather. We have the details, the timing, and the potential rainfall expected in that full forecast. Gary?
Eric, thanks. And don't forget the Storm Tracker 2 forecast, never more than 10 minutes away. 5 more.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired.
Good morning, everyone. Happy May 1st. Time now is 5:12 and heading out early today. So far, temperatures are struggling to fall due to that overnight lingering cloud cover, which has been thicker than expected. But still, as the skies clear before sunlight and before daybreak, the actual cloud, or at least the temperatures, continue to fall. A look at some area cameras right now. We can see the early morning twilight out in the distance, but dry conditions. And green for the most part across the board here in the Mohawk Valley, with the exception of the road closure still reported on Route 365 with a connection to Route 8 and Old Northwood Road. So a heads up for those of you in Herkimer County, that road appears to still be closed at this hour. Any updates to our system, we'll be sure to pass it along. So the radar right now looking mainly dry. There's some elevated moisture falling in the atmosphere. You can see some of those green spots there, very faint ones. But today, partly cloudy skies. Temperatures will be peaking in the 60s by this afternoon with increasing clouds. We are tracking a better shot for rain tonight as well as the next couple of days. The details and timing coming up in that full forecast. Gary?
50 years ago yesterday marked a turning.
The Oneonta Cam is brought to you by Semicron Danfoss. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everyone, on this May 1st. The time now is 5:19, and we'll head right back to Oneonta again because I was looking at this video moments ago, and it looks like we're going to be seeing a pretty nice sunrise, a very fiery sunrise based off of the sun angle and the clearing out to the east for now. So stay tuned. We'll follow this color as it slowly fills in with more reds and even potentially oranges. For now, though, it's a cool start. Oneonta, temperature 37 degrees, 38 a degree warmer in Rome, 24 crisp degrees up in Saranac Lake. Either way, radar and satellite is picking up on this approaching warm front. And with warm fronts, just as a reminder, they don't usually bring anything with notable rain if the air is dry. Any impactful weather is usually from a trailing cold front, which will likely arrive by tonight. And even then, it's mainly just a rain shower, no severe weather expected. Still, though, the clouds increase and a few drizzly showers here and there. So, happy May. Today's average high sits at 62 degrees. By the end of the month, our average high goes to 73, which is going to be very warm. On top of that, when it comes to the sunrise and sunset times, 8:33 the sunset time by the end of the month, 5:24 the sunrise time by the end of the month as well. So big changes there. We gain an hour of daylight again this month. So we're not gaining as much daylight as March, but we're still gaining a pretty good amount. as we approach the final days of spring. So how does May shape up temperature-wise this year? Well, so far we're going to be seeing, at least in early May, slightly above average to above average temperatures, meaning at least for now, today, great golfing weather. Temperatures will be in the 60s. There are going to be more clouds in the sky than not, but either way, it's going to be a pretty pleasant afternoon. So we see those temperatures climb quickly, upper 50s, eventually the mid 60s by this evening, and then we'll see those rain showers develop after sunset overnight tonight, and then by early Friday, maybe some patchy drizzle. Either way, a mainly dry start to the day Friday with some scattered thunderstorms Friday evening. These, again, appear to be garden variety. I don't expect to see any severe weather with this just yet, but we'll let you know if things do change. But then by Saturday, there's still some uncertainty as to the timing of rainfall. Our model here shows a dry morning followed by a rainy afternoon. Other data indicates a rainy morning followed by a dry afternoon. So this is the type of data we're dealing with right now. Following Saturday, lingering rain on Sunday, Cinco de Mayo, 65 and pretty dry overall. And I know today is going to be a day I might go out for on the course for the first time.
Oh my.
Maybe try out some golfing. Not sure exactly where just yet, but great golfing weather. Looking forward to it.
Perfect day for it.
Yes.
Eric, thanks. Well, the time right now is 5:22, and thank you for joining us for this half hour. I'm Gary Libator. Will we have a nice repeat of our weather yesterday? Meteorologist Eric Gage tracking today's forecast for us over in the Weather Center. And Eric, anything like yesterday would be nice.
Yes, we definitely will have a nice day today. As a matter of fact, a look outside in Oneonta right now. I mentioned to be keeping a close eye on this sunrise. For now, I think the cloud layer is just moving a bit too far east for that vibrant sunrise. I know a lot of times when we get several nice sunrises in a row, the odds of that happening sometimes are very slim. It's very difficult to get that right angle with the right cloud layer at the right position. And we were close this morning, but we'll see how it shapes up. For now, I do think a lot of those clouds are moving too far east for a very fiery sunrise. But either way, temperatures this morning start out in the 30s, some spots in the 40s. You can see the North Country finally hitting the freezing point. Southern valleys, temperatures in the 30s as well. So today, we're looking at temperatures climbing warmer than yesterday into the mid 60s. So a beautiful day today, but there'll be a few more clouds in the sky than yesterday, but still, as we head into the next few days, we'll see warmer days tomorrow, but the potential for showers, even some thunderstorms. The details and the timing of that rain coming up in a few more minutes. Gary?
Eric, thank you. And don't forget the Storm Tracker 2 forecast is never more than 10 minutes away each morning. Well, as new day
2 is brought to you by Holland Farms Bakery and Deli. The Oneonta Camp is brought to you by Semicron Danfoss.
I don't know, that sunrise is trying its best to be vibrant. We'll see how that cloud layer shapes up in a few minutes. But either way, this morning, as you head out the door early today, we're dealing with temperatures in the 30s and 40s. So it's a cool, almost frosty start in some higher elevations north. But either way, as we start out dry this morning, we remain dry for this afternoon with temperatures climbing into the mid 60s. So aside from some cloud cover, overall pretty pleasant day today. Our photo of the day takes us to Richfield Springs and a photo of a pear tree blossom. And shout out to Richfield Springs this morning. Beautiful photo right here. If you have one like this you'd like to share, a bloom of a flower of a tree or whatnot, you can send it to WKTV.com/weather/pics for the chance to have a photo featured right here on News Channel 2 at sunrise. Gary?
those Richfield Springs pears.
Ooh, it might be a new staple of Central New York.
That's for sure, Eric. Thanks. Well, for whatever reasons, this time of year can be
New York's most dependable weather team. Here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, guys. Grab those cameras, head out, and snap a picture of this sunrise. Things are starting to line up perfectly with this. The cloud layer moving in the right position. Look at the scene in Oneonta right now. My goodness, a very fiery sunrise out there in the distance. We were waiting for that right lineup, and sure enough, Mother Nature decided to let us in on this breathtaking sunrise. So go out, take some photos. Love to share it on social media, as well as potentially later on this broadcast, and as well as on News Channel 2 at noon. It's still in the 30s right now, early today. 30s in the Mohawk Valley as well, 20s in parts of the Adirondacks early this morning. Radar and satellite picking up on this warm front moving in from the south. It's going to warm things up throughout the day today. However, it's going to bring a few more clouds in the sky. So mostly cloudy to partly sunny skies are expected for your Thursday. Well, as we enter May, the weather changes for the warmer side. Again, we're slowly approaching the first day of summer, and here we are. By the end of the month, we go from an average high of 62 to 73 degrees, average low of 41 to 51. Our daylight, or at least our sunrise and sunset times, going to 5:24 in the morning by the end of the month, and 8:33 the sunset. So definitely looking forward to that. Overall, we gain an hour of daylight, about an hour, I should say about 23 minutes or so less than in March, but still gaining one additional hour of daylight. Not too shabby here for May. Either way, we start out May on the warmer side. Now, there's still some uncertainty as to how next week shapes up, but at least for the short term, we'll enjoy the warmer weather and unfortunately maybe a few more rain showers in the forecast than usual. But today, no rain is expected during the daylight hours, maybe after sunset, but if you have a plan to go out to the greens and hit some golf balls, great weather for it today. Temperatures in the 60s, some pretty, at least calmer winds compared to yesterday. So, to our Skycast today, we start out with some peaks of sunshine. We're looking at mostly cloudy skies as we head into this afternoon. Then by tonight, the passage of this front will bring scattered rain showers to potentially widespread rain overnight into early Friday morning. Friday starts out mild and temperatures in the 50s, climbing into the 70s by the afternoon, and then hit or miss thunderstorms by the evening and into the early overnight before things quiet down. Saturday, still some uncertainty as to how Saturday shapes up. Our model here says dry weather followed by rain in the afternoon, but some other data suggests that it's a rainy start followed by a dry afternoon. So we're kind of juggling different systems here, and we're going to fine-tune that forecast over the next few days. But either way, we're going to expect at some point Saturday, some rain, just not exactly sure when. So your 7-day forecast following Saturday, lingering rain early Sunday, drying out throughout the day. Cinco de Mayo, temperatures in the 60s with mainly dry weather, and again, still some uncertainty for Tuesday and Wednesday of next week. The models might hit a little bit of a cool down in the 50s or remaining on the warm side. We'll see how that shapes up too. So a bit of a wishy-washy forecast beyond this weekend.
Yeah, it looks good for Margarita Monday though, right?
But hopefully so.
Eric, thanks. Well, with the Real ID 25.
Now, the news with Gary Liberatore and meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us this morning. I'm Gary Liberatore.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2 meteorologist Eric
And
Gage.
boy, yesterday turned out marvelous.
Yes, sunny skies, a little cool, but we'll take the sunshine. Today, a little bit less sunshine, but a little more warm, so we're going to trade off a little bit there. Either way, it's going to be a beautiful day today. A look at the current conditions out there right now. First off, a live look at Oneonta. We had a very vibrant sunrise moments ago. That has switched over to at least a few more overcast skies. Either way, it's going to be a cool start. Temperatures starting in the 30s here locally. In fact, zooming in across the board, North Country, some frosty parts in the low 30s, other spots warming up into the 40s, especially in the Westmoreland and Utica area. Southern Valleys, 39 Cooperstown, 39 Oneonta, and 39 in Hamilton and in Sherburne. So today, again, as I mentioned, it's warmer than yesterday. Today's highs in the mid-60s with partly sunny skies. Now, we are tracking rainfall that's going to be arriving. It's going to arrive a little bit later on in the evening, likely after sunset. And this will set the stage for a relatively unsettled stretch of weather. We're going to break down the timing and the types of rain we'll be seeing over the next couple of days coming up in a few minutes. Gary?
Eric, thank you. And don't forget, the Storm Tracker 2 forecast is never more than 10 minutes away each morning. 5 more Marcy
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired.
Welcome back to Sunrise on this May 1st. Time now is 6:12, and as you head out the door today, it's going to be a bit on the cooler side. Temperatures hovering in the 30s, but it's a dry start. We're treated to a pretty colorful sunrise moments ago. Now the cloud cover is slowly continuing on. Still, though, today shaping up not too bad weather-wise. Green across the board on the traffic tracker right now. But let's zoom in, though, because still a road closure is reported from those fallen power cables on Route 365 up north in Herkimer County. This is between Route 8 and Old Northwood Road. Now, the update has not gone through where, for example, when we get openings announced, they'd get passed through the system here. But still, as an early precaution, that road is closed both directions. A lot of damage up there, too, by the way. Straight line winds were the cause. Bill Cardis, chief meteorologist here, has the video of a helicopter flyby up near Hinckley where you can see just the extent of the damage. It's pretty intense, some of those trees that have fallen. But either way, the radar right now looking mainly quiet. A few spots here for some light showers, elevated showers, aren't quite reaching the ground, making their way north. Today, temperatures begin in the 30s, quiet start, quiet afternoon as well, with mostly cloudy skies and highs in the 60s. Gary?
We're going to have to share that video at noon then.
Might have to, yeah.
That's for sure. Eric, thank you. Well, 50 years ago yesterday.
Swell your day. Watch for the Storm Tracker 2 Commutecast and be ready for your drive to and from work. The Storm Tracker 2 Commutecast is brought to you by the Pratt Munson College of Art and Design. Visit Pratt Munson today and ignite curiosity and creativity.
Golfers, get your WKTV golf card today. Don't miss out.
The Oneonta Cam is brought to you by Semicron Danfoss. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everyone. Happy May 1st. We were witnessing a beautiful sunrise earlier a few moments ago, but now the clouds have continued to roll in. Still, either way, it's a cold start to your day today. Alive like an Oneonta right now, we can see those conditions for the time being. It appears to be relatively quiet, but as I mentioned previously, I wanted to showcase the damage extent that was taken in Hinckley. Look at this helicopter video submitted by Jessica, and as you can see here, look at this damage. A lot of these trees fallen in a certain direction here. It even gets a lot worse as we move our way in this direction even more. As you can see here coming up, look at the extent of this damage here. A lot of these trees fallen on these houses, and a lot of questions were raised. This is straight line wind damage, and I know some of you might be wondering, well, is there a difference between this and tornadic damage? And well, the answer is yes. Just the winds move in a spiral pattern versus a straight line pattern. Straight line winds can be as or even more destructive than tornado winds. So just a reminder that whenever we mention wind concerns, that it doesn't really have to be a spinning tornado to produce destruction like that. Either way, quieter weather moves in again today with temperatures in the 30s to start, climbing into the 60s by this afternoon as we can see this warm front dragging in some warmer weather over the next couple of hours. Well, how does May shape up on average? Well, temperatures climb usually from the low 60s at this time to the mid 70s by the 31st. Average low reaching a 51-degree overnight low. The 31st, 5:24 the sunrise, 8:33 the sunset compared to today's sunrise of 5:53 and a sunset of 8:02. Either way, we gain an hour of daylight, about 20 or so minutes less than March, but still, we are gaining more and more daylight. We have one more month of gaining daylight before we start to lose it, but still, we warm up even more for July and August. But with the nice weather today, it's not going to be nearly as sunny, but still dry conditions and warm for golfing. Head out in the greens and play some golf the next couple of hours into this afternoon and this evening. So today, Skycast showing a cold start, a warm afternoon, followed by some scattered rain showers overnight tonight. This will linger into the early morning. Patchy drizzle gives way to a warm afternoon tomorrow, highs in the 70s. Some garden variety thunderstorms move through by the evening and overnight. then things quiet down. Uncertainty arises for Saturday. We've got some inconsistent data here. Some of it shows a dry start followed by a rainy afternoon, or a rainy start followed by a dry afternoon. Either way, it's likely going to be raining on Saturday, lingering rain on Sunday, and then for Cinco de Mayo. I just love saying Cinco de Mayo. It's going to be in the 60s with some sunshine. Hopefully the rain does depart soon. So
You cannot wait to celebrate.
I know, I can't wait. I still want to go to. And I keep losing the place again. Rio Grande for some of those frozen margaritas.
Over in Washington Mills. Eric, thanks. Be sure to like us on Facebook and for joining us for this half hour. I'm Gary Libitor. Will we have a nice repeat of our weather yesterday? Meteorologist Eric Gage tracking today's forecast for us over in the Weather Center. Good morning once again to you, Eric.
Good morning, Gary. Yes, a nice day today. Not as much sunshine, but warmer temperatures. Looking forward to that. A look at Oneonta, live view right now. We are dealing with a few clouds. We were treated to a colorful sunrise moments ago, but of course, those clouds have moved in even farther east, and it's preventing that beautiful angle to produce that color of sunrise. You actually see it in the faint distance here out beyond Delaware County toward the capital region in Hudson Valley. It's still a cold start. Temperatures beginning in the 30s right now. In fact, other local temperatures across the North Country and Mohawk Valley. Below freezing in Long Lake in the Mohawk Valley, 41 in Westmoreland and in parts of Utica. And in the Southern Valleys, 41 in Norwich, 39 degrees in Cooperstown. And today we'll be looking at highs in the mid-60s. A pretty nice afternoon. Rain arrives tonight, likely after sunset, and this will set the stage for a somewhat unsettled stretch of weather leading into the weekend. We're going to break down the timing of these rain showers and if they would be thunderstorms or not coming up in a few minutes. Gary?
Eric, thanks. And don't forget, the Storm Tracker 2 forecast is never more than 10 minutes away each morning. As new data shows the U.S.
The Oneonta Camp is brought to you by Semicron Danfoss.
Welcome back, everyone, on this May 1st. We are starting out this morning on the cold side. Temperatures beginning in the 30s and even 40s some spots. So I guess not too bad temperature-wise, but still, it's rather cool out there. But throughout this afternoon, we climb from the 40s into the 60s. It's going to be a pretty pleasant afternoon. And although we won't see nearly as much sunshine in the sky like yesterday, it's going to be about 10 degrees warmer across the board, so looking forward to that. Now, there is still the potential for maybe a very faint sprinkle this morning as that warm front moves north, but for the most part, the radar signatures are extremely weak, and either way, we dry out throughout this afternoon. Our photo of the day takes us to Richfield Springs with our photo of a pear tree blossom. So shout out to Richfield Springs this morning. And a beautiful shot right there of those blossoms on the tree there as well. A lot of blossoms of trees starting to bloom right now. I know Consumer Square in New Hartford, beautiful blossoms of those trees as well as those tulips everywhere. Might show a tulip tomorrow for our photo of the day. We'll see how the photos shape up today. Either way, if you want to submit one yourself, you can send it to WKTV.com/weather/pics. Gary?
I didn't see the partridge in the pear tree.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
Eric, thanks. Well, for whatever.
New York's most dependable weather team. Here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everyone. On this May 1st, we are starting the day today with cloudy skies. Pretty colorful sunrise about an hour or so ago, but now those clouds have moved their way back in again. Either way, it's a cold start. Oneonta, a live view right now. Temperature sitting in the mid-30s to upper 30s, officially 39 degrees. I do want to first, though, show, again, in case you missed it earlier this morning, the damage extent of one of the hardest hit parts of our area from these storms earlier in the week. On Tuesday, this was taken from a helicopter from Jessica Bartlett flying along 365 in Hinckley. And just look at this tree damage right here, especially these trees knocked down this direction, especially this zone right about here. Look at all these trees. And just to clarify, with this type of storm system, this produced straight line winds, not tornadic winds. There was some embedded rotation in those storms, but the biggest concern were those straight line winds. And these winds can be near or even more destructive than tornadic winds. So anytime you see wind damage like that, it's not always a tornado. It could be worse, it could be the same, it could be less worse. Either way, winds, whether they're straight or rotating, can produce some pretty significant damage. Back to local weather, or at least the near-term weather today. Temperatures in the 30s right now, low 40s in the southern valleys, as a warm front slowly lifts its way north into our area and warms things up throughout the day. Now, on average for May, we actually climbed to an average high of 73 by the end of the month, average low of 51. From today's sunrise at 5:53, we go to 5:24 by May 31st, and our sunset goes to 8:33. And I believe you have maybe another 15 or so minutes tacked onto this before we see our latest sunset of the year. We gain an hour of daylight, about 22 minutes less than last month, but still we're gaining more sunlight day by day. Still a great day for golfing. Sunshine turns to mostly cloudy skies and temperatures in the mid-60s. Not too bad of a weather day today for that. But on our Skycast, sunshine mixed in with clouds, temperatures in the 60s, dry weather overall, aside from maybe earlier this morning. But then by this evening and tonight, scattered rain showers roll through. That sets the stage for a mild start to the day Friday, a warm afternoon in the 70s, and some garden variety thunderstorms that move in by Friday evening and Friday night. Then by Saturday, still some uncertainty as to the time frame of rain. We know it's going to arrive. We're just uncertain with the data as to whether it arrives in the morning or arrives in the evening. But still in the 60s by low 60s by Sunday, with rain ending, and then uncertainty arises again with temperatures next week. But hopefully for Cinco de Mayo, it looks dry for the most part and rather warm.
Yeah, get out there on Monday. Eric, thanks. Well, with the Real ID deadline, just 1 week.
With Gary Liberatore.
Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for joining us. I'm Gary Liberatore.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2 meteorologist Eric Gage.
And as people are continuing to clean up from Tuesday night's severe weather that hit many parts of our viewing area, 2 days in a row now, good weather to clean up.
Yeah, not too bad. I mean, a few light sprinkles this morning, but that's really about it. The sun is shining out there right now, at least in parts of the region. Matter of fact, look at those temperatures. It's also warmer than yesterday. We're in the low 60s right now, and that is expected to climb even more. Buffalo sitting at a comfortable 71. Dansville at 75 degrees. But still, we've got some of these stubborn clouds, and we will see more cloud cover this evening as this low pressure system arrives from the west. Either way, for now, it's a mix of clouds and sun here in the Mohawk Valley. Temperatures still slowly climbing. Radar for now also looking dry. And again, today's high temperatures in the mid to upper 60s. We're tracking the potential for rain tonight, and more chances for rain for tomorrow and potentially the weekend. The details and timing of it in a few minutes. Gary?
Eric, thanks. A lot of unanswered questions.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good afternoon, everyone, on this first day of May, and so far it feels a lot like a pretty nice spring day out there. First off, let's take a look at what goes on here in between today and the end of the month. And we go from 62 to 73 degrees, the average high, average low, up 10 degrees by the end of the month. When it comes to sunrise and sunset times, differences as well. A pre-5:30 a.m. sunrise and a post-8:30 p.m. sunset. Currently, the sunrise at 5:53, sunset at 8:02. Adding that all together, we gain about an hour or so of daylight, just around an hour, which is a little bit less than the amount we gain in March, but still we're gaining a good amount of daylight. And then by June, that amount is a little bit less. But still, it's a pretty nice afternoon across the board. Still, though, we do want to emphasize that some places the past couple of days saw some pretty significant wind damage. This was taken from a helicopter video from Jessica Bartlett. And you can see in the distance here, watch this. Look at all these homes here that were hit by this straight line wind. And the reason why I'm showing this video is because I want to emphasize that straight line wind can be as dangerous as tornadoes, if not even stronger with wind speeds. And a reminder that just because the winds aren't rotating doesn't mean they're dangerous. And when we mention straight line winds that are heading your way and they appear to be potentially damaging winds, you can treat them as if they were tornadoes with the fact that they could cause destruction like that. Either way, a live look at the radar right now. Things are dry here in the Mohawk Valley, and the temperatures again peaking in the upper 60s, low 70s today, with clouds increasing, and so are those chances of rain. This low pressure system arrives later on today through tonight, roughly after sunset. This will bring with it the chance for some scattered rain showers overnight. But still, weather looks great today for golfing. Nice conditions in the 60s with relatively calm winds. And again, although we're dealing with some stubborn clouds here and there, most of that rainfall does hold off, which is great news. A lot of those courses are pretty dry right now. So to our skycast today, peaks of sunshine mixed in with clouds, and then we're going to see a few scattered rain showers by tonight. Now, out west, there's the potential for some significant thunderstorms. Here locally, though, that atmosphere is not really all that favorable. Maybe a rumble of thunder if that, but most of it just falls as rain. Then Friday, starting out mild, temperatures in the 50s, climbing into the 70s by the afternoon, and then some garden variety thunderstorms roll through in the evening. And eventually by the overnight hours, Saturday starts out rather quiet. Well, actually, matter of fact, there's some uncertainty as to how Saturday shapes up. We're tracking the latest data right now, but at least currently, Saturday could either start out dry with some rain showers you can see here move in, or it could start out with rain and end up with dry conditions. So we'll see how Saturday shapes up. Either way, we are tracking rain. Just got to fine tune that timing. Then, of course, it remains relatively spring-like through the weekend, into start of next week and beyond. Hopefully, though, no major cool down. Major cool down being 50s and 60s, not so much 40s and 30s.
Yeah.
So just news along that front.
Today, though, enjoy your golf, right?
Yeah, beautiful. We're off the course.
Beautiful. Eric, thanks. The Greater Utica Chamber of Commerce. It's Eric Gage joining us now. And Eric, boy, you're getting some nice shots from this morning, right?
Yeah, beautiful submissions. This was taken in Plainfield. Let's take that full screen right now. It's a shot of an amazing sunrise in the early morning hours today by Kayla. Look at this breathtaking shot there. And there were a lot more submissions as well. Wish I could show all of them too, but the angle hit the clouds hit the sun angle just right and caused this beautiful scene this morning. Now, the clouds have still stuck around in parts of our area. It's not completely sunny like yesterday, but it's a lot warmer. Temperatures about 10 degrees warmer in the mid 60s at this point, and likely to climb pushing near 70 this afternoon. Of course, dry conditions in downtown Utica right now. Radar also looking dry, and then throughout the day today, temperatures peak in the upper 60s, low 70s, partly sunny skies. Rain showers begin to arrive tonight through tomorrow and even into Saturday. It's not steady rain for the next 2 to 3 days, but we'll break down the timing, what type of rain, whether it's drizzle or even thunderstorms, and we'll have all the details in that and the latest data coming in just a few minutes. Gary?
Eric, thanks. Governor Hochul continues to tout.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good afternoon. Happy May 1st. The sun, well, it's peeking through some clouds, but the temperatures continue to climb. Matter of fact, let's take a look at the average temperatures for much of May. And we go from the start of this month, which our average high is around 62 degrees. We go to around 73 the high by the end of the month. Average high or average low up 10 degrees from the start to the end, from 41 to 51. Changing sunrise and sunset times. Today's sunrise at 5:53, the upcoming sunset at 8:02. By the end of the month, we're hitting a pre-5:30 a.m. sunrise and a post-8:30 p.m. sunset. Great news on both sides, those of you that are craving for those later sunsets, even earlier sunrises. So we gained about an hour of daylight, about 20 minutes less than the amount of daylight we gained in March, but still this is plenty of our fair share of sunshine to see throughout the day. Either way, live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar. Things are dry here locally for now. As we look ahead to the next few hours, right here, going from partly cloudy skies, temperatures upper 60s, pushing 71 degrees. Rain chances increase, as you can see here, going from, say, 64, or I should say 23% chance of rain to even higher, especially by this evening and overnight. And this is driven in by this area of low pressure that's slowly inching its way east. Again, for now we're dry, but in the next few hours, just closer to, say, sunset and beyond, this rain's heading into our region. Either way, it's a great day for golf. Temperatures will be in the 60s, dry weather, light winds. Yeah, the sun might be blocked out a little bit, but maybe it might be easier to hit the ball and not getting blinded by some of the sun there. But either way, it's going to be great weather for hitting the greens today. So to our Skycast, sunshine mixed in with clouds, high temperatures in the 60s. Tonight, here comes those rain showers. It's on and off rain, not really widespread, but by tomorrow morning, a mild start, upper 50s, low 60s. And we climb to the low 70s by tomorrow afternoon. Winds pick up, and then there could be some garden variety thunderstorms by the evening. Maybe some rumbles of thunder, heavy downpours. Nothing really too concerning with severe weather potential, but still thunderstorms, usual risks associated with that. Then by Saturday morning, our model here in-house shows it starting out dry, but then rain showers develop. With the latest data that just came in a few moments ago, what we are tracking is that this is likely to be more of a rainy day with some rain showers hit or miss in the morning, followed by a steadier rain shower in the afternoon. But we're going to continue to track that potential. Of course, a lot of you might have plans this Saturday, and I want to give you guys the most detailed forecast for that. Still, it remains in the 60s for the near future for Sunday, entering Cinco de Mayo, and then finally by Tuesday and Wednesday of next week. Gary?
Eric, thanks. We are back.
Lacrosse players in the Syracuse area are facing unlawful imprisonment charges over an alleged hazing incident. They've all turned themselves in. Laura.
They thought it was funny. It's not. They thought it was not a big deal. It is.
Criminal defense attorney and former prosecutor Joey Jackson is one of many legal experts watching this extreme hazing case in Syracuse, New York, closely. Authorities haven't identified the 11 West Hill High School lacrosse players allegedly involved because of their ages. Most are under 18. And age, Jackson says, may be a key factor in how this plays out in court.
You're not going to make
Cleaning up the mess from Tuesday night storms. Downed trees throughout the area. We'll have folks assessing the damage for a while. Trees on homes, power lines down. Take a look. Linemen on both sides of the road here replacing poles, trying to get power restored today. We caught up with a couple of people who rode out the storm. Ed McCowan has lived in Remsen for 36 years. He and his wife ran to the basement when this all broke loose.
My wife and I were sitting in the living room, and we heard the winds picking up, and then all of a sudden the trees started coming towards the house, and it looked like a big wall of water coming at us, and we just ran down into the basement. Probably lasted all about 2-3 minutes, but we heard trees snapping and everything like that. So once everything, the noise calmed down, we came upstairs and it was just wrecked. No, I never thought I'd see one. I've lived in New York my whole life, and I never thought I'd see this. I mean, I know we get, you get storms, you get a few trees down here and there, but nothing like this.
We checked National Grid. Rest of the power is expected to be restored later tonight. Meantime, the Red Cross is helping 5 people after trees fell on their home on Soul Road in Rome. This was Tuesday night storm. Again, one of the 5 is eligible for veteran services. The Red Cross is helping with shelter, food, and clothing. They are all adults. Time now for a first look at the forecast with Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis. We just can't stop talking about this storm, but we've gotten through it all, and now sunny skies.
And the thing is, too, I mean, this definitely would get into the history books in terms of the magnitude and the destruction. I mean, this was an absolutely serious event. Can't, work around that. And yet it wasn't tornado related.
And this is why we talk about severe thunderstorms and we alert people, because these things can happen.
Yeah, and so it's just very important to keep that in mind. I mean, we do have the risk for some thunderstorms tomorrow. It doesn't look like it's going to be the same setup here, though. So we do have some things to watch, but I'm not concerned about it like I was earlier this week with those storms Tuesday. 71 degrees is our current temperature. We've got low humidity in place. Very comfortable conditions out there, and it's dry. For many areas. A couple of showers to the north, though, up towards Old Forge and Boonville, and then there's a few more to the west. So we will have a few showers here tonight, and a very small chance of a pop-up shower or thunderstorm tomorrow. Again, severe weather risk low. It's not zero, but it's low. Cloudy skies, unsettled weather as we head into the weekend. Temperatures in the 60s this evening. Again, we're taking a look at the weekend forecast coming up. Jason, back to you.
Bill, thank you. A surprise from the White House today.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. Tracking some lovely weather this evening. A live look in downtown Utica. Sunshine, 71 degrees. Turning out to be a nice and warm afternoon. A mix of sunshine and clouds. We are tracking a couple of showers on the Yorkville Battery. Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar primarily north of the Mohawk Valley. We do have a cold front that will be approaching from the west, and this will be around tomorrow. And the Storm Prediction Center has our area in what's called a marginal risk for severe weather. That's a level 1 out of 5. And the risk for high winds is low, flooding, hail is very low, and tornadoes is almost non-existent. So this is something we'll be keeping an eye on, but again, nothing to worry about here. The setup is not the same as what we were dealing with here on Tuesday. But again, can't rule anything out just because, again, there is still a chance, but it's very low. And a reminder, easy to get weather warnings on your phone by downloading the WKTV weather app. They're automatic, and you can customize these as well. It also includes when lightning happens very close to your location, along with heavy rainfall. This is some of the storm damage. This was taken by Haley yesterday along Route 365 near Hinckley Reservoir. And again, a lot of wind damage. And again, a lot of these trees falling in the same direction. And that's one way that we've been able to rule out a tornado. That and there's no debris. We haven't seen any debris signatures on the radar. We went back and looked at them and didn't detect any of them here. So as we go forward, scattered showers here for Friday. The weather becomes a lot more unsettled over the weekend. Looks like more of a widespread rain Saturday and part of Sunday. Some scattered showers here Monday. Radar and satellite image shows low pressure working in from the west. And again, there's a cold front on the way, producing some thunderstorms in Ohio. This is moving relatively slowly, so it's going to be here tomorrow during the late morning to early afternoon. A few scattered showers around tonight. Overnight lows drop down into the mid-50s. Tomorrow we start out with mostly cloudy skies. Should see some breaks of sunshine. Chance of a pop-up shower thunderstorm in the late morning to early afternoon. Temperatures climb to near 70. We start to cool off as we get into Friday night. Cloudy skies, temperatures drop into the low 50s. And then on Saturday, again, we're tracking some scattered showers throughout the day, and it does look cooler with high temperatures in the upper 50s. Scattered showers tonight, low 55. Rumble of thunder tomorrow, temperatures in the low 70s. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. It's cooler over the weekend. Scattered showers both Saturday and Sunday, temperatures in the upper 50s to near 60. Showers linger into Monday, and the weather warms up. We're looking at highs in the upper 60s Tuesday and Wednesday. And then sunshine returns on Thursday.
We'll take the sunshine.
Looking pretty nice.
Cinco de Mayo, not too bad.
On Monday looks pretty good. Yeah.
All right. Thank you, sir. Well, we have now, and we're still talking about these storms.
Yeah, we've been getting a lot of feedback about why on earth was this not a tornado? I want to just take a moment to explain what's going on here. Number one, there was violent wind. It was destructive. It was horrible. It's just the winds were going straight instead of turning. That's it. Whether it's called a tornado or straight line winds, at least on this side, doesn't really matter. It's a 77-mile-an-hour wind was measured in Rome, and it did a lot of destruction. So here's how it happens. Inside of a thunderstorm, when you have dry air aloft, which is what we had on Tuesday, it creates this rapidly sinking air. And that's where all the destruction comes from. And again, it's just the winds are going straight. And we can tell based on the destruction after the fact. So it was a really bad situation. We don't want to downplay it, but it's also not a tornado. Both of those things can be true. Temperatures in the low 70s here for Friday. We're cooling off for the weekend. We do have some rain in the forecast, so enjoy this evening. Things look pretty quiet on the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. If you're taking the dog out for a walk, it's a great evening to do that. Temperatures will be in the upper 60s. Tonight's featured dog, Jade from Frankfurt. And if you want to be part of this, head to Skycast WKTV on Facebook. This is brought to you by Nissan. Jason, back to you.
All right, Bill, thank you. Here's what the team's working on for News.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. Beautiful day today. We saw a decent amount of sunshine, some clouds mixed in as well. 72 degrees. The temperature in Oneonta, again, turning out to be even warmer than we expected. And wow, look at the leaves just popping. It's amazing how fast things change this time of the year. We are in full spring mode. despite last night's chilly temperatures. We did have some patchy frost. It was limited to some of the colder pockets of our area, but it's still a reminder that we can still get frost this time of the year. Don't have it in the forecast for the next week or so, but we're not really safe until the middle of May for the Mohawk Valley, late May for the higher elevations, north and south, sometimes even early June in some of the coldest pockets of the Adirondacks. So if you are planting sensitive vegetation, you want to be careful. We're still recommending people wait at least another couple weeks here. Or if you do plant, make sure you have a way of covering them or bring them inside if we do get a frost. Bigger picture, tonight, things pretty quiet in the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. There are a few thunderstorms to the west, some lightning strikes heading into eastern Lake Erie, about ready to make way towards Buffalo. That stays west tonight, and it does weaken by the time it gets here late tonight. But another round will develop here tomorrow. The overall risk for severe weather is low. It's not zero, but it's low. It's not the same setup that we had on Tuesday, but can't rule out maybe one or maybe two storms that could produce some gusty winds. But again, I do want to stress that it's not expected to produce what we saw on Tuesday across parts of our area. Just a reminder, too, as we get into summer here, as we get into thunderstorm season, to always have a way to download and to get weather apps. So one easy way to do that, I should say warnings, an easy way to do that is to download the WKTV weather app. Looking to do some yard work over the next couple of days. Tomorrow is going to be your best bet. I'm expecting rain over the weekend. Not really a great weekend to do outdoor work. Skywatchers checking in: Whitesboro 72, Barneveld 67, Cassville 74, Donna and Norway 68, Bill and Old Forge 67, Worcester with 76. Cold front moves in from the west as we head into tomorrow. It produces a few showers here tonight. Overnight lows drop into the mid-50s. It's a relatively mild night. Tomorrow, starting out with mostly cloudy skies, scattered showers and thunderstorms are expected in the early afternoon. Again, most of these are not expected to be strong. Temperatures climb into the low 70s. Tomorrow night, mostly cloudy skies. A few passing showers show up as we head into Saturday with temperatures in the 50s. Showers tonight, 55. Tomorrow, passing thunderstorm in the afternoon, high of 72. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. Showers over the weekend, cooler, cloudy, temperatures in the upper 50s. Showers continue into early next week, but we slowly warm up with highs in the 60s Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. We'll be right back.
Past tonight at 6, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Turning out to be a lovely day. 72 degrees is the current temperature. Warm, comfortable, and more sunshine than we were expecting. We do have low humidity in place. We take a look at the Storm Tracker 2, the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. It's quiet for now. A couple of showers to the west. We will be tracking a few showers and a few rumbles of thunder as we head into late tonight as well as tomorrow. These thunderstorms are not expected to be as strong as what we dealt with earlier this week. Cloudy, unsettled weather is going to move in as we head into the weekend. The weekend's trending wetter, especially Sunday, and that wet weather looks to continue into early next week. Mostly cloudy skies this evening, temperatures in the upper 60s to low 70s. Enjoy the nice weather while it lasts. Again, some changes are ahead. Look at the forecasts coming up. Jason, back to you.
Bill, thank you. Tonight is Legal Line with
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. A lovely day in central New York. Temperatures hit 70 degrees, and we saw a little bit more sunshine than we were anticipating. Live look at downtown Utica. Nice evening to get out. We're expecting the weather to remain dry. Live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. All of this quiet across the region. We look to the west, though. Look what's going on. Got some showers, even a few thunderstorms. These white dots on your screen, these are lightning strikes out towards Buffalo. This is going to be a weather maker for tomorrow. There will be a cold front moving in that could produce a few showers and thunderstorms. Wanted to follow up on Tuesday's severe weather. We had a lot of wind damage across a large area, and I had a few folks asking, does this qualify as a derecho? Now, a derecho is a damaging wind event, but it's a very widespread damaging wind event. And the last one that we've had here was Labor Day, 1997. This one doesn't qualify, and it's mainly because of the storm track. It wasn't long enough. We had the wind We had the violent wind, but it was 250 miles instead of 400 miles. I know that these are the technical descriptions of these. If you experienced this event, might as well have been one, because again, that was the level of wind that we were dealing with. Severe weather risk for tomorrow, it's low. It's not zero, but we are in considered marginal risk, a level 1 out of level 5. Recall Tuesday, it was enhanced, so it is a different setup. I'm not anywhere near as concerned about it. We'll keep an eye on things because there's always the chance, but it is a very low chance. And in fact, if you want to stay on top of weather warnings throughout the summertime, an easy way to do that, downloading our Storm Tracker 2 weather app. Skywatchers checking in, a nice day. Bob and Clinton, 70 degrees, Barneveld, 67. Old Forge, 67 degrees, Worcester, 76. Cold front moves in from the west tomorrow. And again, this is going to produce a few scattered showers and storms. A few showers tonight, too. Overnight lows drop down into the mid-50s. For Friday, we start out the day with mostly cloudy skies. A few showers and a rumble of thunder is possible in the early afternoon time. Temperatures will make a run towards 70. Tomorrow night, the weather looks mostly cloudy. Saturday, a few scattered showers and a much cooler day is expected with high temperatures in the mid to upper 50s. Showers tonight, low of 55. Tomorrow, scattered storms in the early afternoon, 72. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. Cloudy, scattered showers over the weekend. Not the nicest of weekends. Temperatures in the upper 50s to near 60. Showers linger into Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, but we do start to dry out. Sunshine returns on Thursday with highs near 60. We'll be right back.
That's with Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis. This is an awesome picture sent in to us today.
A bald eagle in Utica, right on the Parkway. Gorgeous shot here. This picture from Amanda. Great weather. Nice to see the wildlife even in the city. We're tracking some warmer weather here as we head into tomorrow. Temperatures are expected to climb into the 70s, but it does have a little bit of a cost to it, and that is unsettled weather. Tracking a few showers out there tonight. It's a live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. Temperatures are not that chilly. We're 61 degrees, a lot less chilly tonight compared to last night when we were down into the 30s at this hour. And again, those showers are part of a warm front that will be moving in, and that gives us warmer temperatures tomorrow. 72 for the high. Temperatures drop into the 50s and low 60s here heading into the weekend. Unsettled weather is going to be hanging around as we head into early next week. Showers around tonight, low temperature 55. Again, tracking some warmer weather tomorrow, along with that weekend forecast coming up. Jason, back to you.
Bill, thank you. New tonight, U.S. Senator Chuck.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. We're taking a live look in downtown Utica. Temperature of 61 degrees. A few light rain showers out there tonight. As a warm front approaches the area, we're going to expect to see a few showers here tonight. Nothing super heavy, and it's possible we could also see a rumble of thunder. In fact, we're getting some lightning that's being detected with this storm that's making its way into the southern tier. This is just to the west of Binghamton. And again, if this does move to the north and east, and if it does survive the trip, it could impact the southern valleys here as we head into the next about 1 to 2 hours here. But again, it's a typical thunderstorm, not producing any strong weather. Tomorrow, the severe weather risk is low. Storm Prediction Center has us in a marginal risk, which is a 1 out of 5, a level 1 out of 5. Recall Tuesday we were in enhanced risk, which was 2 steps down. So we're not expecting any strong weather, but it also means it's not a 0% chance. It's a very, very low chance. And again, high winds. If there's anything that happens tomorrow, there might be one storm, one isolated storm that produces some gusty winds. But again, I want to stress we're not expecting the same situation that happened on Tuesday. Always good to have ways to get weather warnings. An easy way and a free way to do that is to download the WKTV weather app. As we look at the bigger picture, we've got that cold front rolling in tomorrow. That is expected to produce more showers and thunderstorms tomorrow afternoon. Tonight, scattered showers, mild overnight lows drop into the mid-50s. The rain will be with us again tomorrow, but it starts out dry Friday morning. 8 o'clock in the morning, temperatures in the upper 50s to low 60s. In the afternoon time, we do expect to see a thunderstorm or two develop. Temperatures climb into the low 70s. The cold front rolls through, and then the weather cools down. Overnight lows Friday night drop down into the low 50s. Saturday, we've got an area of low pressure that's going to sit and stall over us, and the weather looks unsettled. We're talking about clouds, showers, and cooler conditions with high temperatures in the mid-50s. Showers tonight, low temperature of 55. Tomorrow, a passing shower or thunderstorm in the afternoon, high temperatures in the low 70s. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. The weather over the weekend does look unsettled, and that's the way it's been trending. Scattered showers Saturday, scattered showers Sunday. I'm not expecting a complete washout, but I'm not thinking it's going to be great weather to do outdoor work. Monday, better for Cinco de Mayo. Temperatures close to 70 Tuesday, Wednesday, but again, you can see lingering showers.
Spring showers, spring May flowers.
Yes, they do.
Oh, that's what they say. All right, thank you,
Thought
Bill.
it was April showers.
You're right. I tried. The forecast with Chief Meteorologist Bill Cardis. This is inspiring, really. When you get to see a bald eagle, like just driving by in Utica.
On the Parkway,
Yeah.
right in Utica. This is pretty cool. This picture from Amanda, this was taken today.
Today.
So, yeah, maybe be on the lookout for this if you're in the city of Utica, of course, from a safe distance. We are tracking some unsettled weather here over the next couple of days. We are tracking a few showers out there tonight. Live look at the Airfield Battery, Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. We could see a rumble of thunder tonight as a warm front rolls through. Temperatures are a lot warmer now than they were yesterday at this time. We're 62 degrees. We're looking at temperatures that will be dropping into the mid-50s here tonight, to the 70s tomorrow. Some cooler weather for the weekend. Temperatures only in the 50s and low 60s. We have some rain in the forecast as well. 55 degrees tonight, few showers. We've got to look at the forecast coming up. Jason, back to you.
Bill, thank you. New tonight, U.S. Senator Chuck.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Cardis.
Good evening. We're tracking some pretty quiet weather out there tonight. A few passing showers are moving across the area, but for the moment, live looking downtown Utica, things are looking dry. A temperature of 62 degrees. We are tracking some showers out there to the west. A couple of rumbles of thunder have been showing up, but for the time being, things look relatively quiet. I'm thinking more of these will be showers as opposed to thunderstorms tonight. But as the cold front arrives, we do have the chance for thunderstorms tomorrow afternoon. Our severe weather risk tomorrow is looking a lot lower than Tuesday. The Storm Prediction Center has us in marginal risk, which is a level 1 out of 5. Compare that to Tuesday, where we were up to enhanced, which is a level 3 out of 5. So the ingredients just aren't there to get the kind of violent storms that we saw Tuesday. But at the same time, I want to point out that the risk is not 0. So there is a chance, but it's pretty low. If anything, a couple of gusty winds will be possible tomorrow afternoon. With this being said, a reminder, you can always get weather alerts directly to your phone by downloading the Storm Tracker 2 weather app. It's free, and it's something that comes in very handy throughout the summer season. In addition to weather alerts, you can also get notifications when lightning is nearby, along with heavy rain. We're tracking some showers and some heavy rain to the west. This is all part of a cold front that will be moving through tomorrow. Tonight, on and off rain showers. Temperatures drop into the mid-50s. We start out tomorrow morning dry, but a cold front will be approaching from the west, and this will create a few pop-up showers and thunderstorms in the afternoon. They don't last all day. They move to the east, and we'll get a chance to dry out. High temperatures make it into the low 70s before the front rolls through. Tomorrow night, mostly cloudy skies. Saturday, the next weather system arrives. This will bring us rain showers, cool weather, and this low pressure is going to get stuck in the northeast. It's going to stall, and it's going to bring us a pretty miserable weekend in terms of weather. Showers around tonight, 55 for the overnight low. Tomorrow, scattered storms, highs in the low 70s. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. Again, clouds, showers for the weekend, both Saturday and Sunday. I don't want to call it a washout, but it's pretty close. It's both Saturday and Sunday, by the way. Monday, showers, 63. Steadier rain returns Tuesday, but it warms up. Temperatures will be in the upper 60s heading into the middle of next week.
Well, we're bringing in the April showers, and they're continuing into May showers.
Yeah, the post-April showers.
All right, thank you, Bill. Coming up next,